This framework I call advanced career strategy. And you don't see any positions or role over here because this is a generic strategy for your life actually. So it starts with your personal leadership, and then you move into your public leadership through learning some skills like personal branding and relationship. And then you focus on your expertise, your niche, your knowledge, and then you create value. So your ultimate target is not reaching to a CFO or CEO or become a millionaire, nothing like that. Your ultimate goal is your results, which is creating influence around people around you. Your goal, life vision, or aim should be to be influential on the people around you in your personal life, in your corporate life, in your work life, in your neighborhood, wherever you go. And if you follow that model, if you focus on creating influence, and if you are successful, all other things would come as byproduct. Money will come as byproduct. Titles would come as byproduct. Your respect and other things would come as a byproduct. So this is a generic approach, and not only for the corporate careers, this is also applicable for the entrepreneurship. So when what we are talking about here, you would realize in most of the skills, they are equally applicable to the corporate jobs or the entrepreneurship, what we are talking about. In 2008, 2009, the previous big global financial crisis, I was in USA. But I got jobless because the company I was working as CFO for their US operation, semiconductor company, they decided to move their operations to Taiwan. And I couldn't go to Taiwan. So I was jobless. And at that time, I thought that probably my corporate career is over. So I need to really do something. And that was the time, 2009 actually, I created Mecca CFO Academy, incorporated. Now, I learned so much during this journey of becoming an entrepreneur that my personal branding skills, my communication skills, my presentation skills significantly improved. And with those skills, I never applied for a job, by the way, after that. But I was very much visible to recruiters, search executives, and they keep coming back to me. So I got, after 2009, I got a very lucrative offer from Middle East to work in a multi-billion-dollar company in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It was so good, I took it, although I was not planning for, and worked there for 2.5 years. And at the same time, I started to build my academy as well on the side. And then I left that job because my family couldn't really move to Riyadh then. And then I came back to USA. And in USA, before I could start focusing on my business, I got another offer from a global manufacturing company based in New York for the CFO role. Again, I got tempted. I said, look, people dream for these type of jobs and these recruiters are chasing me. So I took that job again, but I did not stop to continue grow my CFO Academy. And that was growing in Dubai, and I was doing my job in USA. So many people have concern and questions that how could I really do two jobs, like continuing my corporate career and also building my business? Well, the only thing you need is your passion. If you have the passion, you will find time, you will find resources, you will not get tired. But if it is forced on you, if you look at the two jobs, this is not for you. And for 2 years, while I was doing this New York job, I was shuttling between New York and Dubai. And many of you are witness that I was there in Dubai almost every other month for 3-4 days and trying to do CFO conferences, trying to build my network, build my business. So you need to start a journey somewhere. Now, the idea here is not that if you already have a corporate job, is not to really leave that job and from tomorrow you can say that I'm doing my business. That's probably a little unrealistic. But as I said, that whether you are on a job or not on a job, you need to start that journey. And if you are not on a job, you are unemployed, there might be some level of urgency that I need to create income. Well, this is what it is today. 40 million people have lost their jobs in USA alone. 40 million. And this is just a start of the economic crisis. China is not going to have that level of production volumes as they were having pre-COVID-19. Chinese production or manufacturing is significantly going to decline. If these two economies are in problem, keep assured the whole world is in problem. When all businesses are in problem. So just we are gearing up to meet a very uncertain future. Now, what could you do? If you have job, hopefully you will keep it. Let's keep a positive mindset and try to secure it by working harder. But the prudence required that we should also prepare whatever else we could do. And what I'm trying to do here is to teach you some skills. I'm not selling a franchise for you to start a business. I'm just trying to teach you some additional new skills. So you go through these skills and you feel a little confident that, look, okay, I'm focused on my job. I want to keep my job. But if something goes wrong, at least I have an idea to work upon. And I learn in a systematic manner. So I could work myself or work with some other people and at least try that option. Now, many people, many people I've seen, and I have gone through myself in that if they lose job without their intention and planning, it is so stressful that they lose their ability to do anything else because they lose confidence, and it's a fear factor that what will happen to me, what will happen to my family, how would we going to survive, and that make them paralyzed. Now, the reason after 2008, I was very successful in my corporate career, having some very good opportunities and offers, because I developed a confidence by incorporating my entity in 2009. I was very confident that, okay, as soon as I have time, I'm going to pay full-time attention to this new venture. And with that confidence, I was not looking for a job. And recruiters would call me and I would take it very casually, talk to them as if I'm not searching. And I was not searching for a job. That make me look more attractive to them somehow. Even when I was doing my Saudi job and job in New York, I was not much concerned about the security of job. If some recruiter would call me, I would tell my boss that this recruiter called me, just to tell them that, look, I'm in demand, and that created more demand from their side. They want to keep me, they want to retain me. It's more about mindset. When you are desperately looking for something, it becomes a little bit more difficult and challenging for you. When you have options and you become a little relaxed, you started to attract those things back. So back to the training of this executive coach, idea is not for you to become immediately executive. Now, some of you can, some of you need more time. Main thing is to start the journey somewhere and start building on it. Now, a quick story also before I move on. During those time when I incorporated my company, internet was not that advanced and online marketing was not that common. So although I had a deep intention, great desire to become an entrepreneur, start my own training company, I really didn't know where to start. I incorporated the company and then I said, now what do I do? Where do I go? Should I really start going and visiting those businesses door to door? Will they open the door? Will they pick up my call? I really had no idea. But I started somewhere. And during that time, that was 2009, I was looking for a franchise. So I thought that maybe a franchise would help me because they have a ready-made system and I could adopt that system and start my company. So much so, I was interested that I talked almost to a final stage with a training franchise company in Texas. I traveled to Texas, 4 hours flight, just to meet them and make a final deal. And I spent 2 days in their head office, 2 days with that franchise company. And I was about to pay $30,000. Their fee was $30,000. So those of you who are familiar, you know that franchising fee really run into that level. I was about to pay $30,000. And when I spent 2 days in their head office, I realized I could probably create this system myself. Then why to pay $30,000? That was a big amount of money. And I did not pay. Last stage, I withdraw my intention to pay the money and I work on the system myself. And the rest is the history. Now I'm giving you a ready-made system or a skill set here. I'm not demanding $30,000. You're going through this free training. So maybe some of you are able to start based on this learning alone, if you're smart enough. But if you really want to start your journey, then I have created a 12-week training program for you. I'll show you some glimpse soon.